I have been going all over North America talking to business owners who are everybody from direct salespeople to people in brick and mortar companies to online real retailers, all kinds of business people. And I've been asking them a question which I've come to believe is a question that determines what their success in their business is going to be like. Hi, it's Lorna Rasmussen. I'm speaking to you from Costa Rica. You can hear the birds out there. It's kind of springtime here, so they're singing their songs. You know, it's so interesting when you start talking to people about this subject. Most people have either not thought about it at all. I would say maybe 50% of people, they're just out there selling or networking or trying to find people and anybody. I mean, there's no best client, it's just any client. But then there's also people who have really given it some thought and haven't quite honed in on who is the best client. And finally, there's people who have figured it out, and those are the ones that are having the most success. So there's a couple of things you want to think about when you're first thinking about this question. The first is that your company or the services that you're providing or the community that you're in or the profession that you're in, they oftentimes have a image of a best client, but that does not say who's your best client. In other words, your best client is personal to you. And somebody who sells skincare, for instance, their best client is somebody with skin and a problem with their skin, and somebody who has cleaning services or cleaning products that are good for the environment might say, well, anybody that's environmentally conscious and wants a safe and clean home. Yes, that's true. That's a kind of the baseline. But on top of that is, who do you relate to? Who do you like to be around? Who do you feel comfortable with? And there's actually a tool out there called Crystal Knows, Crystal and Knows. You could try it for free, so go out and try it. That gives you a profile of people. And what I find is most interesting is the people I like best have a profile that's just like mine. So that's a tool you could use. I'm going to talk more about that in the future. But there's also the question of who's your best client based on who they are, what they buy, and how they buy. There are people you don't want. There are people, particularly if you're on a subscription, there are people you do not want to sell to, because they're the type of person who says, and usually people are honest when they're in the buying process. They go, okay, well, I'll keep this for a month and then I'll drop it. At that point, I say to them, let me give the number of the company. So let the company sell it, because I don't want to sell it to you and have you impact my records, my numbers. So think about what are the qualities that person has. And the question for you is, do you want a long-term client or a short-term client? Do you want somebody sticky around? In the business I was in, I wanted people. I wanted them to keep that service forever, if possible. And I have 22-year long clients because they saw the value of the service and they kept it. So long-term or short-term, sometimes people just go, any client, that's fine. Then ask yourself these questions. And there's three questions. The first question is, what is the need and want of that client, that prospect? Do they need this service? Do they need this product? And do they want it? You know, and that's a simple question, because they will tell you if they want it. You may think they need it, but the question is, do they want it? And once you've determined, yes, they need and want this product or service, then the second question is, do they have the money? Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When people have a need and want, particularly a want, they will pay whatever it costs for that product. They will find the money. They'll take it from over here and put it over there. But the question is that a long-term client? Will they continue to pay for it? Will they continue to have that need? And that's where education, getting them to use the product, is so, so important. The third one, and this is being a little sassy, but do they have sense? In other words, do they understand the implications of using something now and then dropping it and then picking it up again? Because you'll have people like that. It takes as much effort on your part to sell to somebody like that as it does to sell to somebody who will appreciate your product or service, buy it on a consistent basis. It's maybe a similar product to one that they already use, but it's better quality, so they appreciate it. And that's what I mean by sense. Now, this is all coming down to a question of, well, why are you doing this? Why are you determining who your best client is? And that comes down to marketing. If you don't know who your best client is, then either you're going to market to the wrong people, or you're going to waste a lot of money and time, or you're going to miss marketing to the right people. So having this as a determinant at the very beginning, these are the people that I want to market to. And we're going to go into another video because this is going to go on for too long. But in the next video, I'm going to tell you specifically how you can determine that, how you can recognize your best prospect. That's a big one, isn't it? So these are the things that I'm going to be doing in the next video, but understand now that your work is to figure out who are the people you like, who are the people you want to work with, who are the people who have a need and a want and the money and have sense. I'll see you in the next video. Be sure you subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of our videos, and go to my website. It'll also be down below so that you can see other things that we're doing. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.